Alright, well, we're about a minute to 10 there, so we'll get started over here. VG3 RVV. Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Morning Social. This net meets every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on XLX 197D. This net is sponsored by the Almont Amateur Radio Club, and we thank them for allowing us to host this net on their network. This is a general check-in net. Nothing formal, a simple rag sheet with a topic as chosen by the net control station. We ask that all traffic goes through the net control station unless there's an emergency. All emergency traffic is priority traffic. My name is Rick and my call sign is VE3RVV. And I'm your net control station for this week's net. Due to network latency, we ask that you wait at least 5 seconds before transmitting. This allows all connected nodes, hubs, and systems a chance to synchronize in order for everyone to hear everybody. And wait 1 second after speaking before dropping your PTT. So let's get started. Do we have any check-ins for this week's Sunday Morning Social? Please come now with your call sign phonetically and slowly. This is VE3RVV.
Victor Alpha 2, Bravo, Bravo, Whiskey.
Victor Alpha 3, India Alpha Hotel, VA3 IAH. Yeah, we've got VA3 JPX, VA2 BBW, and VA3 IAH Allen. Are there any more check-ins? Please come now with your call sign and name. Okay, Walter, got you there. Let's start with this floor, and we'll call for some more check-ins after that. So today's topic, I wasn't sure at the beginning if this would pan out, but then I got thinking about it after James had made the suggestion. Have you let the magic smoke out of any of your equipment, whether it be radio or really anything for that matter? Some folks may not be, I guess, proud of it. I guess it's not really a matter of being proud or not, but, it can be a mistake. I've got a Palomar Engineers tuner. Essentially, it's a noise generator, and the only difference with it is that you can put it in the circuit or take it out and just bypass it completely. So this way, it's not affected by your transceiver, and it injects a noise in your signal, and you can use it to tune your tuner. Hence the name tuner that Palomar gave it. And it works very well for that. You can basically tune your tuner without having your radio do it. So I like it. The only problem is that if you don't take it out of the circuit, you blow things up, and there is supposed to be a fuse in there that prevents that from happening, but unfortunately, it didn't blow fast enough and blew a resistor. So I've done it a couple times. Not a big deal. I've gotten really good at swapping that resistor out in a matter of 50 seconds. But it happens. So anyway, that's been my letting the smoke out of my equipment experience. So, alright, VA3 JPX James, what's been your magic smoke experience? Over to you.
Hello, V3 Alpha.
Okay, Rick, yes, Norm, VE3LC just chimed in. Okay, so, magic smoke. Luckily, I have not let any magic smoke out of any of my amateur radio equipment. None of it. None of my tuners or anything. However, when I was, I guess, about 15 years old, I had a CB that I had, and I figured, you know what, let's just turn up the DC voltage on the power supply. It went up to 20 volts, everything was okay at about 16 volts, and then poof, it smoked. So, you know what? I'm going to say that doesn't count. it's CB. So there you go. But no other magic smoke stories for me there, Rick. So I'll pass it back to you and wait for the next round. VE3RVV net control. VA3 Juliet Papa X-ray.
Okay, yeah, I got you there, Norm. So James, what prompted you to exceed the 15 volts? Were you trying to squeeze more power out of your radio?
Absolutely. That's exactly what the whole analogy was. Let's get a little more than, let's say, 4 watts out. And it worked. I was talking to my buddy Chris. Back then, his handle was Tiger. Today, he's known as Victor Alpha 3 Whiskey Victor. Sorry, Victor Whiskey, VW. And yeah, and it worked. He used to get me at about, as we would call it, 6 pounds. And then at 16 volts, he was getting me at 9 pounds. And then he wasn't getting me at all. Back to you.
Well, I guess you can say you definitely succeeded. That's quite the upgrade, as short duration as it was. Hi. Anyway, all right. Ante, VA2 BBW, over to you from VE3RVV.
All right, V3RVV, VA2 BBW. Just before I continue, I just want to make sure I'm getting in all right.
Sounding good there, Ante. Carry on.
Okay, QSL. Well, I have a similar story. Although I wasn't 15, I was a little bit older. I'll say in my 30s. So when I was a teenager, I used to be on CB as well. When I was 12, 13 years old, and me and my buddies had all bought these CB handy talkies. And I remember one time my buddy went to see him, and he found his old handy talkie, and he just gave it to me because he didn't really have anything to do with it. So I brought it home, and I decided to just plug it into a 12 volt wall wart, and just to power it up and see. And so I plugged that in, and I heard a poof, and I saw some smoke, and I guess I had not put the right polarity, or I had not properly checked the polarity or misread it. So the polarity of the DC input was reversed to what it was supposed to be, and it kind of kiboshed that little handheld. So again, I could have been smarter about it and double checked it, but yeah. So mine is also a CB that the smoke came out of it. Back to net from VA2 BBW.
Oh, that's too funny, Ante. Well, it seems like we've got a trend here, although I guess I'm sort of the anomaly at this point, but, it can happen, right? For me in my case, I should have known better. I should have looked at the LED flashing and shut it off, but I didn't. So, excuse me. Oh, the coffee went down the wrong place. Anyway, next we have Alan, VA3IAH. Have you let the magic smoke out of any of your equipment? Over you from VE3RVV. Yeah, good morning, Rick and the group V3RVV, VA3IH here, and yeah, well, I've had one of the, not so much smoke, but certainly a couple of radios I've run a little hot, maybe. We didn't have a fan on old, I guess it was a Yaesu 2800, and yeah, it probably just melted up inside. It wasn't cooling, and well, anyway, they've got a project radio, a few project radios on the shelf. That certainly is one of them to maybe open and have a look and see what's poke around with. I did have a few of those. Can't say I'll ever fix it, but there we go. So not too many smoke stories or flames or anything like that. I've stayed away from lethal voltages and all that kind of stuff with tubes, but yeah, not a whole lot to add there for sure. But who knows? Maybe in my future. Hopefully not. Anyway, thanks for doing it. Just listening along here with interest in the shack and sorting a few things out here. Back here. Yeah, just stuff around. Well, don't fret with the tube amps there. I mean, that's why these things are grounded, and obviously don't stick your hand in it when it's powered on. You don't want to find out what happens with that. Meat sacks and high voltage don't mix well. VE3SYZ Walter, how about you? Have you let the magic smoke out of anything? Or are you from VE3 or VP? Walter, VE3SYZ, are you still on frequency? Well, I mean, on the reflector. Alright, well, maybe Walter's gone for a cup of coffee. We'll come back to him, shortly after, okay, Norm, VE3LC. Go ahead, Norm.
Oh, hi, guys. Good Sunday morning. Just taking a walk around the block. Another gorgeous day shaping up. I bought a computer there yesterday at the flea market. $60. It was an i7 with the TPM of 2.0, so it accepts passes the test for everything needed for Windows 11. 16 gigs and half a gig, I guess. No, pardon me. 500 gigs of solid state drive. Windows 10, but Windows 10 Pro. So I trying to load in Windows 11. Well, it's just not being offered right at the moment, but I understand that's what's going on these days. I guess they offer it and then they don't. I guess it's a kind of overload from Microsoft to upgrade these things to Windows 11 because everybody's probably wanting to do that right now. Just a minute, you're asking, what question are you asking about blowing up equipment? Is that right?
Well, I guess we can call it blowing up equipment there, Norm. More like letting out the magic smoke. Whether it being accidental or maybe on purpose.
Oh yeah, well I've done that so many times that it becomes a blur. But of course, in my formative days there, all my equipment was homebrew, and I did this and designed that and used this and used that. I have a particular recollection of blowing up selenium rectifiers. Now, yeah, you guys might not even know what selenium rectifiers are, but kind of before there was diodes and things, kind of small discrete diodes, there was selenium rectifiers that could be used instead of a rectifier tube. And when these things exploded, boy, it wasn't just smoke. It was a very noxious gas. It smelled like rotten eggs, and it would just permeate throughout the house. So I did that a couple of times. I don't think I have a selenium rectifier in the house now. And of course, I've got belts off of 800 volts and things like that. Good old tube days. Various things go up in smoke. Short circuits here, short circuits there. It's a blur because it's happened so many times. And I have a question for Ante. Did he make that mod to his microphone? Like I did. I gave him I did some surgery on my Radiodity microphone to put the microphone in the microphone housing on top, as opposed to on the bottom, where when you talk into it, you have the keypad in your nose. V3LC.
Go ahead there, Ante.
Okay, QSL there. No, I did not do it yet, because I received, I was busy last night, putting together a, interface for, packet interface for this, Retivus handheld, which I'll mention maybe on the second round there. So I have not done it yet, Norm. Back to you, Rick.
Okay, Andre. Well, I guess that answers the question. Norm, when you first chimed in, well, first of all, that's a good deal for a computer. She's $65 for an i7 and plenty of storage capacity. But I thought you were going to say you plugged in the brand new computer and it blew up on you. The time I ran my ST710 on an antenna that I didn't check, and afterwards checked to find an 8-to-1 SWR, it just got angry at me, shut itself down, and refused to start for 10-15 minutes. But that was the only price I paid for that crime against amateur radio. So a great topic this morning there, Rick. We'll throw it back to you. VE3RVD in the group. Good morning from VA3 WBR. Yeah, good stuff there, Bill. Well, that's the nice thing about modern technology is it'll scale itself back in order to protect itself. So, yeah, thank God for that. All right, Bill is at the bottom of our list here. Do we have any more check-ins for the Sunday morning social? Go ahead. Okay, nothing heard. Maybe everybody's tired from yesterday's Hamfest. Walter VA3 SYZ, are you listening?
VA3RVV SYZ. Yes, I'm here. I really don't have anything more to add. My vertigo is much better. I can drive now, so that's a plus. And the camping trip that I had to cancel, I'm going to rebook. So looking forward to that. So back to that, VE3 SYZ.
Yeah, okay, Walter. I don't know if did you try making a transmission before and it didn't go through? Because I didn't hear you. I think I called you in a couple times, but there was nothing. Did you have anything to add about letting the magic smoke out of any of your equipment? Okay. Well, I'm not sure if maybe Walter's having some issues there, or maybe not copying all the transmissions. But right, let's go back to the top of the list. To James VA3 JPX. Anything else for the second go around? Over to you from VE3 or VE.
Yeah, Rick, I do have one last thing to add. Back in my grade 10 digital electronics class in high school, our electronics teacher used to, for fun, blow up capacitors with 120 volts. So I don't know what your electronics class was back in the day, but ours, and I went to Woodruff High School, in the 80s, and we had these long benches that had everything. There was a 220 outlet on each position, 120. There was also variable voltage up to, I think it was 13.8 volts DC, and there was this massive panel in the back of the shop where there's like breakers, right? So what the teacher would do is he put in these various capacitor values in all of these 120 outlet positions, and I think it was like 10 positions per row, and it was like 5 rows or something like that. So you could have like 50, students at one time. Anyway, and what he would do is we'd all go to the back where the panel is, and he'd start like flipping one breaker at a time and waiting it to flare up, and then poof, it would go, and it'd be like magnesium floating all over the place, and white smoke and white flashes and stuff. It was really awesome. And then he would do that a couple of times a semester. It was awesome. So it was deliberate, but let me tell you, man, those capacitors can really flare up nicely. Nice bright white. Beautiful. And it stinks quite bad. Back to you, Rick. VE3RVV, VA3JPX, and we'll talk. I'll be listening for the duration, but we'll talk to everybody next week.
Yeah, okay, thanks for sharing that, James. Geez, intentionally filling up the room with capacitor smoke. I don't think that would fly nowadays. I'm sure we don't do it intentionally, but there's gotta be somewhat of a health risk to, letting out that much capacitor smoke. But anyway, funny nonetheless. I guess we can say you're still here, so that smoke obviously isn't that bad. Anyway, on to VA2 BBW. Anything else to add for the Sunday morning social from VA3 RVV?
V3RVV and the Sunday Morning Social from VA2 BBW. Well, I was afraid yesterday that I might have let the magic smoke out of either my radio or the relay. I was working on a sound card and PTT interface for my Reti this year, and I had a relay lying around, a relay board that I used to key up my other radio with the Raspberry Pi before. So I connected the voltage to one side of the relay, along with the RTS line from a USB to TTL serial adapter I got, and I triggered it with the computer on Linux. That worked fine. So then I connected the other side of the relay, and that's where things started to get a little bit hairy. I was having a hard time getting the radio to key up. With this radio, you have to ground the two sleeves of both the 3.5 and 2.5 millimeter audio jacks to key up the radio, and it was tricky to get that to work. But sometimes it would work, and the relay would just start chattering back and forth, or the radio would key up and then not unkey. So I was trying to figure it out, and finally I realized I had plugged in the side of the relay into normally closed instead of normally open, and so that wasn't working, and that's why once I plugged it in the right side of the relay, everything worked, and the radio is obviously still working this morning. So there we go. So that's that on my end. I hope everybody has a great week. Thanks, Rick, for holding the net here. Lots of fun for sure. VE3RVV, VA2 BBW.
Yeah, okay, good stuff there, Ante. Just a small, maybe word of advice there. If you could, if you back off of your mic maybe an inch or two, or lower the gain a couple, you're a little bit hot. I hear a bit of distortion, but otherwise, no, you're sounding good there. So thanks for that. It's kind of fun to hear everybody's stories. Alan, VA3IAH, over to you, Alan. Oh, thanks there, Rick, and yeah, interesting to hear what folks are up to, and yeah, like Bill, I also have a 710, and yeah, I'm thankful for that extra safety circuitry for sure, because it's it can save your bacon for sure with the modern radios, which is a good thing given the prices that and the challenge in actually trying to fix any of those things, especially for me. But yeah, good to hear folks on, and yeah, there's it was interesting to hear James's recollection of grade 10 electronics shop. Actually, I nearly ended up going to that high school a little bit earlier period, but 7980. But there you go. And yeah, for modern explosions, maybe not in the classroom, you can check out Electro Boom. I'm sure that's a YouTube site most people are familiar with, but he's doing some interesting things there with a purpose, of course. But it's kind of fun. So that's one to check out for sure. And thanks for doing it there, James. Back to you. Yeah, okay, good stuff there, Alan. All right, Walter VE3SYZ, did you want to chime in here one last time? Over to you from VE3RVV. Nope, I guess not. Walter was a one and done. Norm, VE3LC. Over to you from VE3RVV.
Yeah, very good. V3LC here on the rear deck of the house, kind of tidying things up a bit as best I can. Well, back in, I guess it was around 1960, I was in grade 6, primary school. Of course, I was messing with electronics back then. And I had a phonograph amplifier that I took to school. I'd rigged it up as a bit of a, loudspeaker with a microphone. This was a two-tube affair, one rectifier, one, I think, 50L6 PA. It was a gramophone amplifier. And I had a carbon microphone. I think a battery in series with it. In any event, this carbon microphone, of course, had a little push-to-talk button, it completed the circuit. And I took it. It was on the rear counter of the classroom there. I was showing it off and showing how it worked. But the microphone connector I had to this amplifier, you got to have a connector so you can detach it. So I had, just an ordinary two-prong wall plug. And one of the other students that was in the class, I got him messing with it. And just a minute. Hope you're receiving all this. Just a minute. I'll let it drop and carry on. I assume you were getting that transmission before. So this microphone, carbon microphone, with a wall plug as a connector. Well, this other student in the class, he got messing with it, and I wasn't there, and he, plugged the microphone into the wall receptacle. Okay. 110, 120 volts AC. And he pushed the button, and the microphone literally exploded in his face with a flash. Okay? The clock stopped, the circuit breaker was blown, or I guess it was a fuse in those days. And it's lucky I didn't blind him. His face was all covered with soot and remnants of the microphone. What do you think of that story? V3 Lima Charlie.
Well, V3RV returning, that must have been quite the scare norm when that happened. I mean, geez, yeah, I guess she could have almost got blind from that back to you.
Well, I guess he could have. Fortunately, he didn't, but of course I was in trouble again.
Oh, of course, but, we can just chalk it up as a learning experience. I mean, how are you supposed to know, what would happen if you didn't, try it? I mean, it's all part of growing up and learning, right?
Yeah, well, we got to introduce more young fellas, and ladies, as well. I don't want to be, I want to be, gender, diversified here. To those sorts of experiences, because they do teach lessons if you survive them.
Well, exactly. It's almost like when I think about the playgrounds back in. If you look at play structures from the '60s, you could have really gotten injured, but you learned how to work those things, and it made you stronger. Now everything is made that you can't hurt yourself. So which isn't good either. Anyway, all right, Bill, number 6 on the list, VA3WBR. Bill, go ahead from VA3WBR. Well, Norm, I gotta say, that's a great story to contribute, and we thank you for the gift of hearing it. That's quite a good one. I guess the reason for warning labels maybe was born in a certain time, and we just went crazy with it and Scotch guarded and bubble wrapped everything thereafter. But there you go. Yeah. So I'll just say I definitely enjoyed the Hamfest and the Quick Park activation there yesterday. And I guess I'm off to Home Depot now to get some quick setting concrete to see if we can get this antenna project finalized, at least in terms of the artwork. So anyways, we'll throw it back to you, and that'll be it for me today. But thank you so much for holding the net, Rick. Really appreciate you, VE3RAV and the group. This is VA3WBR. Yeah, okay, no problem there, Bill. But before you take off, what kind of antenna are you setting in the concrete back to you? Well, I've purchased myself a DX Commander Signature 9, and part of the kit gives you a 4-foot, I don't know what it is. It's like a fiberglass composite material post. Anyways, so one is to bury it halfway into the ground, and then the whole DX Commander 9-meter mast slots over top of it for stability. Well, that'll be great, Bill. I think we're gonna we should be able to hear you on a lot more HF now. And now you've got a permanent installation getting ready for winter, so that'll be nice. I guess after a day or two, you should be able to get your antenna set up. Yeah, there's plenty of crimping and soldering to do, but yes, that to me, anyways, is the hardest part, and we'll see how we do with the 80/30 radial, but we'll have that chat of another medium there. So thanks again, Rick, VHRVV in the group, VA3 WBR. Okay, good stuff there, Bill. All right, Bill's at the bottom of the list. Do we have anybody else that would like to check in to the Sunday morning social? Please come now with your call sign and your name. VE3 or VV. That'll be it there, folks. We're number 7, including me as net control. Ups and downs. Last week was, I think we had 12. So, probably everybody's tired from yesterday's activities. So, alright, thank you all for joining the Sunday morning social. Net control VE3 or VV Rick. And I'll be wrapping it up for September 28th, 2025, and returning the reflector back to regular use. 73, everybody, from VE3 or VV.